Thank you for joining us. This is Martha DeGrasse for Wi-Fi Alliance, and this is The Signal, our podcast where we give you the inside track on Wi-Fi. These are smart conversations with industry leaders, and today we are happy to be joined by Lionel Gremeau, Marketing Director with softathom. Lionel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. So softathom is owned by European telco operators and one in Saudi Arabia as well. And you're providing software for the connected home experience. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, so we are home, to be precise, by Orange, Swisscom, and Etisalat, which is based in Dubai. So we have 3 operators that are owning us, and we are working for operators. So we are a French company with 350 software engineers delivering a platform of services, a software platform for all the connected home experience. So our products are present mostly in the most, used device of the operators, such as the home gateway, routers, the repeater, the set-top box, the speaker, and as well the IoT hub.
Okay, and so you partner with the makers of all those.
That's
For example,
correct.
Wi-Fi routers. You partner with all the major Wi-Fi router
Exactly, right.
vendors.
We are doing only software, so it's very important to say that we have our partnership are key. First with chipset makers, so we are working with big chipset makers such as Broadcom, Qualcomm, Linear, MediaTek, and others, and with manufacturers of these boxes such as Sagemcom, Arcadian, Kaon, Umax, WNC, and a few others, at least 15 different manufacturers. So we are able to offer big choice, a bunch of choice to our operators.
Okay, excellent. So what are some of the biggest connected home trends that you and your operator partners are seeing now?
So what we see now, in terms of usage first, of course, there is a COVID impact, so it's not new for everyone, but it's worth notifying that we see more and more work from home usage in the home that give tension, yes, in the connected home experience. We see more and more video streaming. People are used now to use more and more Netflix, Disney, Amazon Prime. There is a lot of offering in the video. And voice usage. Voice usage is becoming mainstream now. And we see it coming in the connected home experience. You know, the way I want to, for example, select a movie, give me a movie from Bruce Willis, for example, or propose me something to see on the TV. Can use the voice recognition. It's easier than typing on your small keyboard and the remote control of the TV. And for Wi-Fi, it could be an easy way as well to connect new device. We see voice recognition as very important in terms of usages. Now, in terms of standardization, we see easy mesh for Wi-Fi, simplifying interop as something that is happening now. It was a standard, a theoretical standard, and it's becoming now, more and more used by the manufacturers. So easy interop, it should as well simplify the user experience for connectivity. Regarding the ecosystem of the home, we see more and more dedicated company doing software for the connected home. And we see a tendency to transform the home gateway, the router of the home, in a platform of services. And this is new and this is becoming real. And we are very happy at softathom because since 14 years, we have been created 14 years ago, we are pitching about this and we see it happening. And we see as well operators, we are owned by operators, working for operators. And it's true that now they want to join force to propose an open ecosystem. And this open ecosystem is here to fuel the innovation. How to fuel the innovation? So they will want to share open source code that they can manipulate and make some evolution. And they would want as well to standardize API. All of this is possible at the Purple Foundation, so PRPL. It's a foundation that has been created 5 or 6 years ago, but that has become more active in the last 2 years. And softathom has been very active in this. So we are providing 3 main elements of the Purple Foundation, providing the Purple OS, which is the OS, the middleware, let's say, of the gateway, to make it simple. We are providing as well Purple Mesh, which is a easy mesh open source implementation that can be used by all manufacturers. I know that some of our key partners are using it today. It's already a reality. It's under deployment. And last but not least, what we call LCM, which stands for Life Cycle Management, which is a way to manage the application store of the home gateway.
Okay, great. So it's primarily Wi-Fi gateways and Wi-Fi applications that you're working with here, right? How would you characterize the overall role of Wi-Fi in the smart home?
Yes, so Wi-Fi is instrumental in the smart home, right? It's not only here to offer the best connectivity, but it's as well here to accelerate the usage that we have. And it's true that thanks to the new standards that are now deploying, we are going to talk about that, Wi-Fi 6E and the Wi-Fi 7 that is under preparation, let's say, cooking in the kitchen of our software factory with the help of the main chipset makers. We see that now after the speed, there was a kind of race to speed. I want to have more and more speed in the home. Now we see a tendency to have more and more quality of experience. And I think this quality of experience is instrumental in the way Wi-Fi makes the smart home a reality. And the Wi-Fi certified QS management that is promoted by the Wi-Fi Alliance will enable better exchanges between the access point and the station in order to exchange on the tag that we'll use for using the right queue, what we call the WMMQ, for Wi-Fi expert. And the fact to exchange the tag between the station and the access point will ease the quality of experience delivery.
Excellent. So you've recently launched a couple of Wi-Fi 6E. Well, the operators have launched these boxes with your software on them. So I think Orange was first. Do you want to tell us about the Orange Live box?
It's, you are totally right. Wi-Fi 6E has been authorized, for example, in France in December 2021. And with Orange, we are the first to launch, of course, in France in April. So 5 months after the official authorization. We have, of course, before prepared the field, and we had a dedicated special authorization to test the 6 GHz frequency in our labs and in different environments. So it enabled us to prepare this. And I think Orange is the first to have launched a Wi-Fi 6E gateway in Europe. And I think it's good to mention this, that a tier 1 operator with big team, with a big process, complex process, but very important process to qualify the gateway. We have been able to launch with them this gateway first on the market. It was important for Orange because they changed the way they were promoting the broadband offer. So they introduced, thanks to this new box, they introduced a new premium offer that is called Livebox Max, which is provided only to fiber customers. And the promise is to deliver 2 gigabit per second of connectivity from the network to the user. So either by Wi-Fi or even by Ethernet cable. So everything is done to be fully transparent. And this is value to users, where Orange, for Livebox Max, you have to pay a premium price of €5 to benefit from it. It means that Orange, by being the first to market 6E, has put a price in front of it. I think it was very interesting to do it. It was interesting to be the first because in order to avoid, for example, potential competitions that could launch an offer with Wi-Fi 6E at the same price than Wi-Fi 6 or even worse, Wi-Fi 5. So here we are giving a premium, and this offer is packaged with a specific focus on the easiness of the user experience. So to ease this user experience, you have a dedicated screen on the box. So it's an e-ink screen.
Oh, there's a user interface on the box?
Exactly.
Nice.
Yes. You have a small screen.
That's why it's called Live Box. Okay.
Yeah. Not only, but it's a good tip. And so on this screen, we'll be able to inform the user of a potential problem or potential things that he can do. He can launch a speed test, for example, from this screen to check his connectivity. He can receive a recommendation to add a repeater in home, for example. Of course, there is a mobile app to ease the installation and the setup of new repeaters in the home. And you receive some recommendations thanks to the backend that is monitoring what is happening in the home. And last but not least, you have a dedicated hotline that is taking care about your Wi-Fi, meaning that you install your box at home, you install your potential repeater, and 1 month after, an Orange technician is calling you to check that everything is going well.
Oh, that's nice.
And you have the right to contact them in case of problem. But thanks to the mobile app, thanks to the screen, thanks to the recommendation, of course, the objective is to have too many calls, of course, with it, but the fact to be accompany, to have a true coaching of what you can do with the Wi-Fi has been valued, and this box benefit from the highest NPS, highest customer satisfaction for Orange.
Oh, the
for
highest
a new
customer satisfaction.
Product launch.
Oh, that's their highest customer satisfaction
Exactly.
for any product launch in their history?
Yes.
Since they started measuring,
Orange,
I guess.
At least for Orange.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's something. And then more recently, Swisscom launched a wireless LAN box, right?
Exactly. So Swisscom, we just announced it 3 days ago. So Swisscom has launched a premium repeater. So it's a little bit different from Orange. Orange has market the new Lightbox with a new broadband offer. Here, Swisscom wants to offer a premium repeater for the people that want to benefit from the latest innovation and to benefit from the more important speed and more important bandwidth in their home. So you can either buy this repeater or you can rent it. It's not so expensive because you can rent it for 6.5 euro per month to benefit from it. And it's fully integrated in the smart Wi-Fi solution we are delivering to Swisscom, meaning that setup is fully automatic. It's already integrated in the mobile app today. So it has been launched not a long time ago, so we don't have any feedback yet. We'll have to do another interview.
We'll have you back.
To give you a feedback.
All right. Well, it does sound like, at least in the case of Orange and probably Swisscom as well, they're really marketing a better quality of experience for their subscribers. How does Wi-Fi 6E enable that?
So Wi-Fi 6E is really a game changer for Wi-Fi. In fact, it's like a motorway, for example, if we were doubling the number of lanes of the motorway, because we have a new frequency, 6 GHz, that will multiply by 2 the spectrum capability of Wi-Fi. So in Europe, specifically, we are going to move from 512 MHz to more than 1,000 MHz. So we are doubling the number of channels. So it's huge, right? It's something that we didn't have before. And this new frequency, the 6 GHz, is a greenfield, meaning you don't have the right to go on Wi-Fi 6 if you are not a Wi-Fi 6 device. And I think it's an important point because today, most of the Wi-Fi 6 innovations that were already here, most of the users do not see it because on 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz, you have a lot of Wi-Fi 4, Wi-Fi 5 devices that are polluting the Wi-Fi because before Wi-Fi 6, station has the right to talk when he wants. And so it's talking. If someone else is talking, okay, you need to stop talking and so on. So it's polluting and it's reducing what we call the airtime of the Wi-Fi. With Wi-Fi 6, the access points gives the times to speech to each station. The spectrum can be divided between different stations thanks to what we call multi-resource unit, WFDMA. So you can benefit from the last innovation of Wi-Fi 6 on this 6 GHz frequency. And it's a totally new experience. And we can see that mostly for gamers. Gamers were able to first to have a drastic improvement in terms of speed, but as well in terms of latency. We can reduce the latency. So we expect the gamer to soon remove the Ethernet cable from the gaming console and to play everywhere in the room thanks to this new 6 GHz frequency.
All right. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about what your software is actually doing. I know that there's a lot of artificial intelligence both at the device level and in the cloud. So can you give us a little bit more information about it?
Yes, sure. So what we are doing, so we are delivering what we call Wi-Fi On. Wi-Fi On is our software solution that is combining software running in the access point, so meaning the gateway, the repeater, and as well in the cloud. So here at softathom, what we do what we call a distributed intelligence approach, where we run most of the intelligence in the gateway, and we are using the cloud only when it is needed.
When is it needed?
Exactly. So it means that when is it needed? It's needed, for example, in order to learn which device, which traffic is used in Zoom. So we have AI algorithms that are running in the cloud to learn from the traffic, to learn from the device. As soon as we are learning in the cloud, we are doing a footprint of this device, of this traffic. This footprint is distributed in each access point. Then next time this type of traffic or this type of device appear somewhere in the network of the operators, we are able to identify it without having the need, to use the cloud. So all the intelligence, the fact to select your channels, the fact to establish your mesh network, the fact to share the Wi-Fi password, the fact to distribute the SSID, to establish the link with the mesh network, everything is done locally between the gateway and the repeaters. And in the cloud, we are doing so. In addition to traffic and service identification, we are doing as well Wi-Fi profiling. In softathom, we are not using Wi-Fi information to do marketing purpose because most of our operators do not allow that. We are very respectful of GDPR policy, and we do not send any privacy information to the cloud. And the information we are sending to the cloud are here to improve the quality of experience of the user, only for that. And this is why you are doing a profiling of the Wi-Fi. Is it a house of a gamer? Is it a house where you have most of the time work from home? And so we are trying to profile this house and then to adapt the local algorithm according to this profiling. In order to profile, you need to have history. In order to have history, we don't have a lot of storage on the gateway and repeater, so we need to use the storage of the cloud to do that, only for this reason, but without sending any personal information in the cloud. And I think it's very important, specifically in Europe, but I think it's the case as well for other countries.
I think so too.
It's a more sustainable way as well to do it, because you can reduce the carbon footprint, right? You are using the cloud only when is it needed, and we are using the full power capacity of the box. And these boxes are more and more powerful in order to fuel this Wi-Fi 6E technology.
Yeah. Well, you said at the beginning that you partner closely with the chip vendors, so now we see why, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So let's finish up by looking forward. Look at some ways you see Wi-Fi having an impact on the future of the smart home.
So Wi-Fi is instrumental, or let's say in the connectivity, right? We believe that the impact that we can have, as being said before, we believe first impact is the fact that you will be able to remove your Ethernet cable at home. Because thanks to Wi-Fi 6E, you will have even more speed than what you can get from your Ethernet cable that is currently installed at home. So it will be a true game changer for this. We see future usage, for example, the fact to use virtual reality, virtual presence, the fact to have a video conference with virtual presence, for example, requires a lot of bandwidth and very small latency, so it's very important. The fact to have multiple usage, HQ video. Last but not least, we think that Wi-Fi can as well fuel innovation in the smart home. So we don't talk too much about it, but Matter is setting a new way to standardize IoT protocol. It's true that today IoT protocols are quite diverse between Zigbee, Z-Wave, DECT-ULE, and so on, and we have tested all of them, and we have deployed most of them as well at softathom, so we know them very well, and we believe that the IoT market is still very fragmented. And the fact to have Matter as a new way to standardize the exchange, the protocol exchange, will fuel it. And Matter is defining two radio protocol thread that is using the 2.4 gigahertz frequency, and Wi-Fi using all the flavors of Wi-Fi. We believe that Wi-Fi with Matter combined can fuel the smart home. So we think that it's the way that Wi-Fi will fuel the smart home market. First. And second, as well, we see another technology, which is called Wi-Fi sensing. What is Wi-Fi sensing? Is a way to be able to detect some movements in the home thanks to the variation of the Wi-Fi signals in the home. So we are partnering with some companies. Most of them are startups that are using this technology to be able to detect presence, to be able to detect fall detection, to be able to detect who is entering in the home, and we truly believe that this technology will mature. There is as well some work ongoing with the Wi-Fi Alliance to standardize this Wi-Fi sensing. So we believe it could be as well a game changer. Potentially, Wi-Fi could replace infrared detector, for example. So we not need to have a specific installation for security at home. You could use your Wi-Fi network as a way to protect your home and your family.
Sounds good. Okay, how long do you think it'll be before we see devices in the home that support Matter?
I think it will come fast. Matter is announced since a while, so we are already playing here at softathom. We are playing with Matter devices in our labs.
In labs, okay.
So we are already able to interact with them. We have implemented software features on the gateway to enable Matter interop.
What type of devices do you think it'll be first? Entertainment or like doorbells, or what do you think?
Yes, we are interacting with, for example, with cameras. Cameras are one of the first, most deployed IoT device. So we see a lot of cameras going.
So like security cameras in the home?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ring bell, smoke detectors, these kind of things.
Okay.
I think we'll see major announcement at the CES.
Right.
We are preparing the field for that at least.
Okay, good. And then the last thing I want to follow up on, you said that Wi-Fi 6E is enabling people to lose their internet cable. Do you mean like the connection from the fiber termination point to the gateway, or what do you mean lose their internet
inside
cable?
the home, I think the fiber is here for a long time, right?
Well, yeah.
The fiber between the network of the operator and the household is here. But inside your household, for example, your Ethernet cable that you are using to connect between two homes will be easily replaced by the Wi-Fi 6E.
Okay. All right. Thanks for clarifying that. All right. Anything else you want to highlight? This has been really interesting, I think.
No, I think the future is always full of surprises, right? So we cannot, I think, imagine the use case that we can have. But Wi-Fi will be instrumental in this, and we believe that we will see a lot of innovation. And this is why we believe as well at Softathom that the software is very important. Hardware is instrumental, of course. You need to have the best chipset and so on. And really, there's the software that is running on it. The fact to have a unified software running on different kind of hardware is as well a way to simplify the user experience, the experience of the operators. And this is what we are promoting at Softathom. We are promoting the fact to invent the connected home experience of tomorrow.
All right. Lionel Gremeau, Marketing Director with Softathom. Thank you so much for being here on The Signal.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Bye.
Bye. And that is our show. As usual, you can check the show notes for links to resources we discussed today, and for all things Wi-Fi related, head to y-fi.org. That's the Wi-Fi Alliance. You can also find links there to previous episodes of this podcast. You can also find our podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Search for The Signal by Wi-Fi Alliance. Thank you so much for listening. Join us next time on The Signal.